Hi, this is Homay from Spitfire Audio, and I want to give you a quick tip of how you could create some tension with the London Contemporary Orchestra String Library. And if you're not familiar with the LCO, they're an incredibly talented group of musicians that also play very unconventional extended techniques, producing these incredibly extraordinary scores. They've collaborated with people like Michael Levy on Under the Skin, Johnny Greenwood on There Will Be Blood, and many more scores that are definitely worth checking out. We recorded 15 of their players in our Spitfire HQ, so you get a bit more of an intimate setting, and this can also contribute to creating these tense moments. It breaks down into 6 violinists, 4 violas, 3 cello player, 2 basses that are playing together with the cellos in octaves. It's a contact library. You have closed microphone, room microphone, different effects and mix signals, dynamics, vibrato, release, reverb, expression, and then the various articulations, which I will go through. There are 2 more libraries that I've used for this in the top 2 channels. One is the choir library from the Labs range, which you can download for free. And then there's the LCO textures library, which is the second time we've come together with the LCO to create another library. What I want to focus on in this musical cue is layering these different textures that these extended string techniques offer. So let's listen back to it first and then analyze it. For the most part of this, it's long crescendoing, and you can obviously extend it by adding something on either side. But what I'm interested in is what you do whilst you are crescendoing and layering, and what you could do with the textures. This is why I find the LCO can come in really handy. Let me just show you some of the articulations that I've used in here. These are some of the longs, and you might be familiar with some of the articulations, for example, the sulpant. Also use some harmonics. And here we have something called a slow wide vib. Here's a granular tremolo. Loving the grittiness of this, it really can bring forth the feeling of discomfort. Here we have tremolo sulpant. Long slackened. Some woozy vib. And some open granular tremolos. It's great that they're also slightly erratic when they're doing the tremolo. Let's have a look into piano roll. What I mostly played in here is A in octaves, then the fifths up on the E, also playing that in octaves. And sometimes you can see here I'm playing the same note, but coming in with different textures. Let's have a listen to what that sounds like. Thought that was a really nice combination. And if we have a look into MIDI draw, you can see that I'm fading in and out of that sound, so it's alternating between which textures you can hear. If I'm not moving much harmonically, I want to make sure that I keep some sort of interest with the textures and the dynamics, and by going in and out of these sounds, it helps me to shift the focus. Let's have a listen to all the longs together. I like that there's always a tremolo or the sul pond or different articulation coming through here. If we go down to the cello and the basses here, these parts are mostly there to interrupt in between and also to add a little bit of the darkness to it. So it's just like nice bit of discomfort in there. As a cue, and obviously depending what you're writing for, you could keep this as is, but I wanted to create a little bit more of a pace and show you the shorts. So let's have a look at this one. For example, here are some vivid spiccatos. And just to go through the other articulations, you have staccato dig, pizzicato, short harmonics, slack crescendo, and bridge scrapes. If you go to the treble clef icon over here, you get our ostinatum function, meaning you can put in a little sequence by adding the different length notes and also adding velocity. Just make sure you turn it on. I kept it really simple. I just have an 8th note pattern staying on the same note that is crescendoing throughout. And then I have a couple more parts over here. These ones are slowly building in dynamics and repetition as well. Again, just helping me build throughout this cue. And what I'm doing with this one, I'm dropping out with this 8th note pattern and come back with a 16th note pattern, just creating a little bit more of an urge. And to quickly touch on the other two libraries that I have within the choir, I'm starting to overlap these notes, slowly blending in and out of these different intervals. And with the LCO mercurial tail, I'm simply just playing this pattern. And because this library was recorded in this huge air hangar with this big reverb, it instantly helps me putting my piece in these different dimensions. At the end, I'm bringing it to a stop, apart from these 3 parts over here. Could almost be for something like a false climax where nothing actually happens and it just fizzles out and then comes back with a punch. However, this is more about creating your own combinations of sounds and textures and what you could do to create this tension within a build. So let's have a listen with everything in mind. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to take something away from this. If you have any questions, though, you can put them below. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you want to be notified for the next one, ding the bell button. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.